Thank you.
The city's under pressure. They have
Thank
mandates
you.
now.
Thank you. We have a
Is
new
that good?
announcement this week.
Tell me.
Well, the minister, Steve Clark, housing minister, says we as a government believe that Ontario is a place to grow. And they even responded to a question when someone said, well, what about any more potential places that will be affected by the Greenbelt? And he responded like that. And he said, no, we believe that everywhere in Ontario is a place to grow. So they really are pushing this. And basically the new announcement, which, Greg Ewan seemed to be pretty hot to trot on this week when I was talking to him. He was expecting big things. And this weekend, he said he's going to be reading.
Very busy weekend, they said.
Yeah, so this is what the new rules are. So basically, the provinces come out and they're overhauling the two major policies for land use, which is the Greater Golden Horseshoe area growth plan, right? And I guess that would also be the provincial policy statement too, right? So
Yeah,
basically, what they're doing is they're giving the power to the municipalities to be able to increase. So I guess the urban boundaries is something that they want to expand on. Unbuilt land, minimum density targets in certain areas. What else?
it's all fine and dandy. And you know
Yeah,
what we're going to end up with?
nothing. Come
A
on, say
bunch of
something.
permits.
A bunch of permits
A bunch of permits.
without people to build them.
How do you, even if you bring in another million people, like how do you train these people to build a high-rise building?
You know what? I was in a pizza establishment.
That's probably a good place to start. Yeah.
Fancying myself a pizza the other day downtown on King Street.
Look
And
at
I
you.
thought, well, here I go, get some pizza. And there's a lot of construction guys in there and they were working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm
I
not,
didn't hear a lick of English in that conversation, Darryl.
I'll bet.
I had no idea. They were all like maybe like European, Eastern European, something like that. I'm not sure, but there
Yeah.
wasn't a lick of English being talked over there. So I think the guys who are coming over here, I think a lot of them are working on those towers, on those buildings.
For sure they are. So
Yeah.
they're learning on the fly. Remember I said weeks ago, like I wasn't kidding. Like
They
it's
had
like
colorful
you're
vests
waiting.
on and construction hats. They knew what they were doing.
I mean, that's what it takes.
Yeah.
If you can put on a vest, a
Yeah.
hard hat, and you can
Yeah.
stand around and like look like you're kind of doing something,
Yeah.
like this seems to be
I
like
think,
an
yeah, that's a good
area
one.
of
Yeah, yeah,
expertise
yeah,
for
yeah.
many
That's an extra
people in
25 cents an hour.
construction,
Give me
right?
that. Yeah.
That gives you a little boost. Hey, listen, now it's like if you show up every day on time or relatively close to on time,
Yeah.
and you don't just disappear when you get a paycheck for a week.
5 days a week. You're going to work 5 days a week.
Listen, there's definitely
When
people
can you
willing to
start?
do it. It's
Yeah.
not that there won't be people willing to do the work, but like,
Yeah.
let's think this through.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've said this on air, but I don't go on the rides at the CNE anymore because I just picture somebody from minimum wage putting up the roller coaster or the ride, taking it up and down, and being like, look at the people in the mall. Like they have a nice, it's warm. They can go for lunch around the like they have a bathroom. It's beautiful, right? And they're like, fuck this. What am I doing this for fucking minimum wage for? Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck this. I'm gonna stand here on my phone with my giant nails and my huge eyelashes, right? And I'm gonna not give a fuck and I'm gonna show up and get paid because that's all you got to do nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So like there's people willing to do the work, but TK, do you want to live in a building that was built by a guy making minimum wage who doesn't know what he's doing, who doesn't give a fuck?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
why?
But I'm just joking. But I think that you're right partially, and that there are going to be people who are going to be on a learning curve. But just like everything else, when we started this podcast, Darryl, we had no clue what we were doing. We had no clue. And today,
It
look
was
at us now.
apparent, though. It was
Look at
apparent.
us. Look at
But
us now.
You can't
Still
do
as
that with a
clueless.
high rise. You can't.
Maybe after
Well,
5 or 6 years, though.
that's an even better point. Still clueless,
Yeah.
right? So
Well,
what the hell?
we have no training though. These guys are going to have proper training. I believe that the workforce that
From
we're
where?
importing is going to be better suited to build these buildings over time. So
Better suited than like my 20-year-old. Yeah, because
well, think
she's
about it. The
entitled.
buildings that are under application right now aren't getting built for 7 years. So we're good.